Welcome everybody to this very special presentation. My name is Rabbi Elif. I'm the Managing Director of Community Relations for OU Kosher. I'm assisted by Rabbinic Coordinator and my colleague, Rabbi Daniel Sheret, who is one of our experts at the OU headquarters in terms of checking for bugs in produce, otherwise known as bedikas talayim. We're very excited to be able to present to you today, coming to you from the Kosherdotcom kitchen, in partnership with them, to be able to provide you with information that you need to understand what is bedikas talayim, what is checking for insects, what type of insects do we have to look out for, and how do we do it. So to really give you the bird's eye view, or rather the bug's eye view, I'm going to turn over the countertop to my colleague, Rabbi Sheret, who will take it away.
Thank you, Rabbi Elif. Welcome everyone. Today we're going to focus on romaine lettuce. Now, when it comes to romaine lettuce, there are two ways on how to check. One is leaf by leaf on a light box. So obviously for this, you're going to need a light box. The second method is called the thrip cloth method. And for that, you're going to need a thrip cloth, which is not a paper towel, something specifically made for this purpose. It's basically a filter that catches all the bugs, minus the water. And for that, you're also going to need 2 plastic strainers. Now, the benefits of doing the thrip cloth method, which the OU does in all of their food service establishments, is it's a lot faster when you're doing more and just more efficient and effective. To prepare your thrip cloth, you're going to need 2 plastic strainers and your thrip cloth. Now, to prepare it properly, you want to take your thrip cloth and place it over the first strainer, just like this. And make sure that when you place your thrip cloth, not to put it over here where the edges are exposed, but rather dead center, and you don't have any of the edges exposed. Once you do that, you're going to take your second strainer and you're going to put it right on top, and you're going to lock it in place. When you're soaking your romaine lettuce in water, you want to add soap. The question is how much soap to add. You want to add enough where the romaine feels actually slippery to the touch. You're going to let that soak for approximately 5 minutes, after which you're going to rinse the romaine leaves one by one under a stream of water, because look, it's full of soap suds. Now, I like to hold the romaine leaf not upright, but rather upside down, because you see the water, it flows through the ridges as opposed to just over. It's not the most important thing to do, but every little tiny thing we do adds to a more robust washing. Additionally, on the back end of the romaine, there are these folds that you need to open up and actually rinse through. As you see, even right here, when we open up the fold, there's actually a bug right there that we just rinsed off that's hiding underneath these flaps. Now that we've washed our romaine, we have our nice little pile of washed romaine lettuce. Now we can begin the checking method, either leaf by leaf, or we're going to demonstrate here as well the thrip cloth method. So for the thrip cloth method, what we want to do is we're going to take our piles of leaves that we just washed and put it in a new fresh bowl and fill it up with plain water. Once it's filled up with plain water, we want to agitate it and then take out the leaves carefully with the water. What you don't want to do is grab the whole bundle and take it out in all one fell swoop, because the chances of dragging a bug and trapping a bug in there are more significant. Rather, we want to take it carefully, 1 to 2 leaves at a time. And now that you're left with just your plain bowl of water, we're going to pour that water through the thrip cloth, and then we're going to be able to check that thrip cloth on a light box, which is just as effective as checking each individual leaf one by one. Now that we've poured the water through our strainers that our thrip cloth is in between, we're going to carefully take the thrip cloth and place it on the light box. And now we're going to look. You want to look carefully, take your time, and make sure there are no bugs. And if there are no bugs, then you can enjoy your romaine lettuce. If you do not have a light box, I strongly recommend you to go get one. But if you do not have a light box, then the only other way to check would be leaf by leaf, holding the leaves up to a bright light or the sun. Baruch Hashem, our romaine lettuce came out clean, but I want to show you why it's so important to wash your romaine to begin with. Here I have what we've actually washed off initially, and why it's so important to wash your romaine lettuce. Rabbi Elif, you want to come check out what we got here?
Sure. It looks like we've got a lot of stuff on this light box here.
Whoa, Rabbi Aleph. We don't need a jeweler's loop. Okay?
Okay, so what do we... I see a guy over here. It's a little round and fat with some legs. What am I looking at over there? What bug is that?
Round and fat, that's going to be your aphid. And this one happens to be reddish color, but aphids can come in all sorts of colors. They can come in green, black, clearish, and red, brown, all the colors of the rainbow.
Right next to it is like a long, looks almost like a worm, a small little...
Yes. So those are thrips. The adult thrips are going to have a striped abdomen, and then the front part, and they're going to have wings, and the front part, they're all going to be kind of a yellowish color.
So what size do they have to be for me to be able to, for them to be a problem?
Oh, good question. So the OU says that in order for it to be considered a halakhic problem, the bug has to be visible to the naked eye clearly as a bug, which we're going to show you soon, so stay tuned.
Thank you, Rabbi Sherrod, for explaining all this to me.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
I'll be back.
So when you're checking leaf by leaf, you have to be very careful to make sure you check in between all the little cracks and crevices, because most people think when they're checking that they're just looking for any shadows that catch their eye. And many times, because of the overlap of the leaf, you won't be able to necessarily see those shadows. So as you see, when you open up those folds, you can actually now see a bug that you would not have seen otherwise. So when you're checking leaf by leaf, you have to check both sides of the leaf, making sure you open it up and check in between all the little cracks and crevices and the overlaps of the leaf. So for closing remarks, now that you know and have a better understanding and awareness of the importance of washing and checking your romaine lettuce, enjoy.